members of the press, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good day. First of all, I would like to start by thanking ZESCO for bringing back the electricity. But secondly, I would like to thank very much the Confederation of Indian Industry, Exim Bank, and the government of the Republic of Zambia for organizing this much-needed regional conclave on India and Southern Africa. I would like to thank you very much for organizing this. It's such a great opportunity for us to meet here and discuss how economic and commercial partnerships can be made between our African continent and India. So thank you very much. But I would like to thank my brother, Minister Christopher Yaluma, and the government of Zambia for being a very good host for the hospitality extended to us. Thank you very much, Minister and the government of Zambia. I would like to begin by emphasizing on the Sadc message. As you are aware, Tanzania is currently the chairperson of Sadc. So I would like to bring the greetings of my president, Dr. John Pombe Magufuli, to this distinguished audience. As some of my panelists have said, and the speeches in the morning, we have a great opportunity as an African continent to trade with India. But I hope in this conclave on regional partnerships between Southern Africa and India, I hope we can discuss how this trade can be more of equal footing between our African continent and India, because the potential is there. We just need to discuss on how we can strike a win-win situation, because at the end of the day, the economic and commercial partnerships are a means to an end. And the end goal is for these partnerships to create a win-win for the people of India as well as the people of Africa. Speaking on the Sadc message, the trade imbalance which exists between the Sadc countries and India, I look at it as we can have a sandwich approach to resolving these trade balances. There are issues which have to do our governments on the African continent collaborating to create an enabling environment at the Sadc platform so that Indian businesses as well as African businesses can partner and do business to create jobs and to contribute to our economies. If you look at the portfolios of projects which the Sadc countries can work together, there is plenty of that. So my urge in this conclave is for our governments to take advantage of such forum so that those regional infrastructure projects, energy projects, now it's the time to re-expose them and make sure we have a strategy which can turn these very good regional strategic projects to take them into real opportunities for Indian business community as well as African businesses to use that enabling environment which is supported by access to cheap power, available railways across the continent, so that the trade volumes can increase between our two countries, and that way we can create jobs for the African people as well as the Indian people. But the other part of the sandwich approach is the private sector to private sector. I would like to thank very much the Confederation of Indian Industry. But looking at the Indian economy, if we take the sub-Saharan Africa economies taken together, in order for the African continent to be able to trade with India on equal footing, it's high time now to have the Confederation of Indian Industry to work with the Africa-wide platform of the Confederation of Industry. And within SADC, we have what we call SADC Business Council. The chairperson of this SADC Business Council is a gentleman by the name of Salum Shamte. He's based in Dar es Salaam. And according to the structure of SADC, when the country has the chair of the SADC, even the chair of the SADC Business Council comes from that country. So I would like very much to be the bridge between the Confederation of Industry, Indian Industry, with the SADC Business Council, so that these two entities can sit and look at how opportunities can be struck between the Confederation of Indian Industry and the SADC business community. In that way, that approach of government working on issues which are government roles, that can be done alongside the private sector collaborating to create conducive joint venture partnerships between India and the countries within the SADC community. But like I said, to do that, we will create sustainability between India and SADC in trade and investment. And that will do away the trade imbalance or the trade deficit which exists. But before I proceed, I would like to recognize His Excellency Ambassador of Tanzania to the Republic of Zambia, my brother Hassan Simba Yahya. He's in this audience. After having spoken on the SADC opportunities and how we can work together with the government of India and the Indian community, let me now go to the Tanzanian opportunities as far as doing business, investing in Tanzania is concerned. I wanted to emphasize that country-specific opportunities are important, but we should not forget that as Africa, and especially through SADC, COMESA, united we stand, and divided we are doomed. So let's take advantage of these economic blocks to make sure, wherever possible, we strike a deal with well-willing forums and partnerships such as the Exim Bank and the Indian Industry Confederation. In Tanzania, the landscape is changing towards a better future. As you are aware, and for those who have already invested in Tanzania, we are investing heavily in creating an enabling environment for the private sector to thrive. We are investing heavily in infrastructure. For those who are following, we have now a state-of-the-art international airport, which we have expanded. And I was very pleased yesterday when I landed here in Lusaka to see that our brothers and sisters here in Zambia have equally invested in a very good airport, which for a moment I thought I was in Dar es Salaam, but I realized I'm in Lusaka, so congratulations. So you can see our governments are investing heavily in infrastructure. In Tanzania, besides having launched a state-of-the-art international airport, we have also resuscitated Tanzania airline, ATC. So we are able to connect with the rest of Africa as well as the rest of the world. You can take advantage of a vibrant new Air Tanzania. We are not only looking to service the movement of people, but also the movement of cargo. So immediately in Tanzania, right now the farming through horticulture and such perishable crops which are in hot demand in Europe and elsewhere, it's possible because we have an airline which can also carry cargo in addition to passengers. But also we have invested heavily in a very modern railway, the SGR. It's taking place very quickly. We are going to connect Tanzania with our neighboring countries. My brother, Minister for Industry and Trade from Lusaka, from Zambia, he just flew in this morning from Dar es Salaam. We had a very good meeting discussing the strategy for resuscitating Tazara
You know, you bring your goods to Dar es Salaam harbor, and then you put all the cargo to Tazara all the way to here in Zambia. So we are not only investing in the modern standard gauge railway, which will connect us within the Tanzanian networks, Mwanza, Kigoma. But once you are in Kigoma, you can connect with the DRC, but the SGR will also go to Burundi, Rwanda. So that combined with a revamped Tazara will be connecting the 16 Sadc countries as well as COMESA countries. So in Tanzania, everything is surplus in the coming years. Even in power, we are now in the middle stage of commissioning a 2,115 megawatt hydroelectric power. It used to be known by Stiglas Gorge, but now we have named it after our founding father, Julius Mwalimu Nyerere Hydroelectric Power. So Tanzania in the coming years will be a surplus country for electricity, and we'll be happy to talk with my brother, the Minister of Industry and Trade here in Zambia, so that that surplus can come to our brothers and sisters here. In that way, we don't have the problem which we just faced a few minutes ago. Besides investment in infrastructure, in Tanzania, we are also reviewing our laws, which were affecting smooth operations of businesses. We have a document which we call the blueprint. Basically, this is a document which has combed through all the policies, laws, and regulations which were ready to doing business in Tanzania. The fiscal year which we are implementing now, 2019-2020, we have already cut 54 tax and non-tax items which were costing businesses. As I speak, the Parliament of November this year, we are taking a business act which has basically lifted all the things which we have put in the blueprint. Now we are putting it into the law to continue to create an enabling environment to do business, invest in Tanzania. So we are not only investing in creating a good infrastructure to support the commerce, the movement of goods and services within Tanzania, within Sadc, within Africa, but we understand for such investments to bring a very good return on capital, for such investments to create jobs for Tanzania and the African people, we have to make sure the productive sectors actually produce, and we take these goods and services to the market in Tanzania, to the markets within Sadc, to the markets within EAC, to the markets within COMESA, to the markets with the rest of the world. So because of that vision that our president is overseeing, we would like to make sure our laws actually reflect that vision, new vision. So I just cannot emphasize enough that the Tanzania landscape is changing for better. I thank the collaboration that exists between my country and our brothers and sisters here in Zambia. Our two presidents last week were at Tunduma and Nakonde border to make sure we have smooth bilateral trade flows. And in this spirit, we have also made sure all the border posts that link Tanzania with our neighbors. Right now, if you go at any given border, we have phone numbers of all the institutions which serve the traders who cross our borders. For traders, when you are not happy with the services, you can call the hotline to complain in my ministry. You can actually call me as a minister so that I can solve the problems of the red tapes which used to exist at our border posts. So this is to emphasize that our countries are changing, and we recognize that economic and commercial partnerships is what will create sustainable jobs for our youth and women on the African continent. And we are proud that in Tanzania, through our chairmanship of Sadc, we are going to emphasize that message to all Sadc member countries to join hands, to unite so that we can fix those things which we can
do fairly quickly to bring impact to the business community on the African continent. I'm very glad that the Indian government, Exim Bank, the Confederation of Industry in India, we have started this new spirit. And for me, the African continent, we are looking for partners who can help us to integrate us, but we are not looking for partners who are looking to take advantage of dealing with us case by case to divide us. So thank you very much, the Exim Bank. Thank you very much, the Indian Confederation of Industry. Thank you very much, the government of Zambia, for making this possible. Thank you for listening.